Welcome to a new Daily Top AskReddit video. Today's topic.
What's something women think impresses men but actually doesn't? Acting hard to get only makes you hard to want. To me it always just looks like a lack of interest, and if there's no interest I'll stop trying. The funny thing about this is that if a woman plays hard to get, she filters out the guys who actually know how to take no for an answer, and she ends up with the guy that doesn't. She is setting herself up for a toxic relationship. And you gotta remember that if they say no and you keep going, it is literally sexual harassment, so most guys isn't going to risk that. This is coming from a gay man, but I've seen it fail for my girlfriends a ton. Playing hard to get. Most guys eventually just take it as a lack of interest and move on. Clear communication and showing genuine interest is way more impressive than a guessing game. Absolutely. My girlfriend and me were very good friends, and she was always so passionate and interested in me speaking about things and being direct. She was so direct that one morning I woke up to her message that she likes me and would like to date me if I was open to it. Best thing that ever happened to me, and I am thankful to her for avoiding the whole playing hard to get. Makes me love her 10x more. Playing hard to get is an excellent way to select for assholes who don't respect boundaries. I don't play hard to get, but as an extremely reserved person, this ends up being true, as well. Healthy, considerate people give up getting to know me because I shut it down reflexively, and as a result, the only friends in my life are people who don't respect my boundaries. I'm trying to stop being this way, though. Anyway, hard agree. Acting disinterested to seem to be cool. I remember bumping into a girl I liked from school a good 10 years after we left, and she was talking about how she used to have a crush on me, yet she very strongly rejected any flirting I tried or even general conversation. I straight up thought she was disgusted by me, so I DK what on earth her plan was, lol. Now I know why every girl in school was repulsed by me. Telling us about how many other dudes are interested in you or what they did for you. I dated someone who did that. I think she believed that was how you got a man to spoil you. I also came to the conclusion that she had traded up to me from the last guy because she would compare me to him a lot if she felt I was slacking. We lasted less than a week. My ex did this for me. It's like, okay, go back to him then. There's a difference between being an independent individual versus simply not taking others into account. I'm glad you're your own person, absolutely. I don't want to be responsible for somebody's sense of self. But, if there's no room for others in your narrative, it's probably going to be a lonely one. This is a good one. I'm sure men do it too, but I don't meet them personally, which makes sense. I think because there's a long history of our culture not viewing women as independent and autonomous, some have overcorrected into some unhealthy form of it. I'm attracted to independent women, but sometimes I meet someone that hates the idea of ever relying on a friend, accepting any form of assistance, taking advice from anyone even if they're super knowledgeable about a thing they're trying to do, or having any vulnerability. That's not independence, that's pride. It's damaging to all types of relationships, makes you hard to get close to even as a friend, and it's pretty frustrating to be around for long periods. Inevitably most of their relationships have a weird dynamic, and they look down on people ever needing others or being vulnerable. Sometimes it's not exactly pride, but a self-defense mechanism because they learned from an early age that they can't rely on other people. They've been let down by so many people in their life that they're scared to ever trust someone enough to let them help. Still sometimes spells doom for a relationship, but potentially easier to work on in therapy, I think. Lip fillers. Came to write this. Girls, please stop. I cannot take anyone seriously who walks around with lips that require separate ticket in the public transport. Yes, but also those stupid fake lashes. Being high maintenance. I want a relationship, not a monthly subscription. Had one girl tell me she didn't want to work but she wants 2 houses and 2 cars. Like, I have a job and it pays well, but at least you're being honest about how delirious you are financially off the bat instead of saving it for me to find out later. Was her name Bullet McDodge? I had a similar experience. She had 4 children outside of our relationship, wanted to send them all to private Christian school. She wanted a bigger house. Came up on our second date while I was showing her my 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom house, which I thought would have coincidentally been perfect for her. I say coincidentally because I owned the house before I met her. Edit, like, how many single men are living alone in a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom house? I can't imagine this area of the dating pool is flooded with potential suitors. I feel like if a lady has more than 2 kids, is single, and a potential partner shows her a house this large, she should think she won a lottery, not immediately state she wants more. My other personal shortcomings notwithstanding, I can comfortably provide for a fairly large family, and that should be a plus. I was taken aback, but was not going to rule things out. I said, this is expensive, there would be other financial sacrifices to fund this. Her answer, I don't care how poor we are. Something is wrong with that picture. Poor people don't send their kids to private school or live in McMansions. Those are the privileges of the rich. Pretending to be dumb. Nah, pretty sure I actually am dumb. Sometimes I pretend to be even dumber than I actually am dumb, both for fun and so people will always be unsure whether I'm being pretend fun dumb or when I'm real dumb. Unfortunately this has backfired and most folks just assume I'm big dumb universally. Why come my plan never work? Was flawless plan. Talking shit about other women. Ah yes, just like in job interviews, don't talk shit about your former employer, you're just framing yourself. Giving subtle hints and expecting us to be mind readers. Clear communication is 100x more attractive than making us solve a riddle every time you're upset. It says, I might be interested, but probably not. Better off moving on. Exactly. Those mixed signals are what make it so frustrating. It's better to have an honest yes or no than a guessing game that leads to nowhere. Testing men to see how much they care. My buddy dated a girl for a couple of months and one day out of the blue she broke up with him. It was quickly discovered that it was a test because when hit with that news he felt a bit of relief and responded that he understood and wished her well. No hard feelings on his part. She lost her mind and borderline stalked him for months. So the test was to see how hard he would work to get her back. Removed. Like when one person is getting all the chips with the meat and cheese and stuff and I'm getting like chips, like just chips. There should be a rule against that. Heavily edited or overly posed photos. After being in dating apps for the past year, I officially hate filters. Those hideous painted on eyebrows WTF. The obsession of eyebrows in general is weird. Yes, my wife goes to get her eyebrows done. For all I know she might have taken a walk in the park or sat on a bench and came back, because I have never been able to spot the difference. Being intentionally rude or sarcastic to seem confident. IDKY, but the ones who just have to let you know how confident and independent they are will usually hit me with something like, I'm from the East Coast. We tell it like it is. No, you're just being a brat and have no sense of tact. True confidence usually pretty quiet. I'm from, blank. We, blank. Yeah, you can fuck right off with that. Duck lips. I hate them. Once the makeup doesn't match the skin tone of your neck, shoulders, it looks way worse than your natural face ever could. 45 years ago in high school, there was an absolutely gorgeous girl who did that all the way down her neck, and I could never understand why. She would try and feather it down, but it was always so obvious that the color of her face wasn't her real skin tone. Thinking about it now, I'm betting it was some deep insecurity. Or maybe she just loved wearing makeup. 45 years ago there were like 5 colors of foundation available. She probably just couldn't find a good match and was trying to blend it as well as she could. I couldn't even find a color match for my pasty olive skin in any brand until the early 2010s. Duck lips and big false eyelashes. The eyelashes are definitely for other women and not men. Almost all of their beauty standards are from and for other women. Buccal fat removal. Had to look this one up. Is this why all these people look like Grand Moff Tarkin? Yes, and this is a fantastic comparison. God, them MF look like corpses. It's a travesty of justice. Round plump faces, natural faces, are attractive. Why? Just why? Because some influencer did it and the hive mind follows. It's far easier than thinking for yourself and having an independent personality. Mar-a-Lago face makes me want to throw up. I saw a thing the other day saying it's the modern version of powdered wigs. We all know it looks ridiculous, but it shows that you're confirming and wealthy enough to make doing so a priority. Some real emperor's new clothes shit. A lot of old-fashioned trends happen to match whatever ridiculous thing the rich and powerful did. So if someone rich and powerful gets bad plastic surgery, then it becomes a trend rather than a horrible mistake. So others match it because it's now the trend. It was bad enough in Hollywood with actors destroying their ability to emote and destroying their iconic looks. But with this new trend it's just even more terrible looking. Lip fillers are hideous. I've no idea why so many women willingly keep doing this to themselves. Caroline Levitt has left the chat. Duck face. Playing hard to get. Refusing to take accountability for their actions. That's definitely a turn-off, but I doubt women think that impresses men. Implants, too much makeup, acrylic claw-like nails. Never met a woman who got nails to impress men tbh. For me, I love to get my nails done as a treat to myself and they are how I like them. Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of the stuff I've seen in this thread isn't really about men at all. Playing hard to get. Ladies, it's 2025. All the decent man will listen to you the first time when you say you aren't interested. The only people who keep trying are the shitheads you'll complain about every day you're with them. Be an adult and talk about what you want. My husband doesn't find it especially attractive when I ask him to pull my finger. But that may just be him. Claiming to be an influencer or model. The delusional need for social media acceptance. Game playing. Instead, just say what you want. That would be a godsend to men everywhere. Hearing about other guys. Lots of makeup. Although, as I get older I become more and more convinced that women aren't actually bothered about impressing men, it's really other women they want to impress, make jealous. It becomes part of being ready for public mode, or covering up rosacea, or similar. I realized as a waitress that I got more tips when I wore makeup, and that was the gateway drug. Yeah, as a woman, I get treated way better if I have makeup on versus if I don't. It's really not for me, men or women, I literally do it because I actually get people talking to me more, being friendlier, store employees paying more attention, or people helping out if I have to carry something heavy, etc. World becomes less lonely. I am just very insecure and think that I look disgusting without makeup, so it's a way to hide my ugly face and don't feel like walking shit. Yeah, the way I dress is solely for myself. If other people like it, cool, but I do it for me.